So one of the things that certainly our organisation, the committee, have been looking at over the past few months is trying to persuade other devolved institutions in the UK to maybe adopt more metric on their roads, particularly. And we're talking about Wales, Scotland, and Northern Ireland here. Um, Now, we did send a sort of very well put together document to the Welsh government, but we don't think they actually even looked at that. So, I mean, you can certainly argue that some like Wales or Scotland are not going to change their road signs over to kilometres or kilometres per hour, because it's just not. There's no point in doing that for them when they're part of the United Kingdom. Um, but I think the idea is kind of to make them think about and maybe put legislation saying actually you can put meters on signs, for instance. That's just simple things like that. But what I really want to focus on is Northern Ireland for this particular presentation. So obviously Scotland, as I say, they're not actually going to make much changes unless the whole of the United Kingdom makes that big change. But Northern Ireland is an interesting one because, first of all, they're the only part of the United Kingdom to share a land border with a country that uses metric on their roads, i.e. Republic of Ireland. Also, as you know, that recently there's been the interesting development of Sinn Féin actually winning the majority of seats in the Northern Irish Assembly. Obviously, they want to unite Ireland, but now, of course, there's big caveats with the Northern Ireland Assembly, as you probably know, because first of all, if they even sit at all, which is always a big question, because they can get blocked by other rival parties, and as you know, they're not actually sitting properly at the moment. So, but also, whoever actually wins the most number of seats doesn't actually have full power. They always have to share power with the opposite, with a sort of nationalist or unionist, whatever it is. So, so just because Sinn Féin's won the most number of seats does not mean that Northern Ireland is going to become part of the Republic of Ireland, and it does not mean that they have a huge amount of say in the Northern Irish Assembly. However, it'd be interesting. I don't know what the Sinn Féin's policy. My guess is they probably don't have a policy in metrications. It's just not something that they would think of. But they must be aware that if Northern Ireland ever did become part of the Republic, then they would have to change their road signs over to metric like they do in the Republic of Ireland. So they must be, to a certain extent, sort of for that change, or even if they have no official policy on it. And it would certainly be interesting to kind of, again, send them something, or send them some over to them saying, what's your view on this? And even though, again, they're not actually probably going to change the road signs to metric on their own, without the United Kingdom. I mean, the best sort of scenario with that would be that they could say, well, you know what, we actually want to change these signs over because we have this border with Republic of Ireland. There's a bit of issue with cars going over both borders, which is a very fluid border. We want to change the signs. What are you going to do about it, United Kingdom? That is a potential sort of best case scenario we could get there. So yeah, I think it'd be interesting to see what we can actually do to sort of give them some ideas about that.